wherever you may be. Welcome to the One Perspective to Another podcast. I am your humble and gracious host, A. Sanders, and this is episode 115 of the One Perspective to Another podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for telling two friends to tell two friends. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for listening to the randomness of my mind. I appreciate you. On this episode, this is just a perspective of my life kind of episode, and just touching on consistency again. So we're just gonna jump right in it. A lot of times people will say like the friend thing, or I'm just not in that space, or you just get tired of people and people grow apart. But I want to dive into the aspects of me and something that I really noticed that's going on now versus before COVID. The first thing is like me and going to all my sporting events. I'm gonna tell you a story in particular. It was one person in particular. If they're listening, I hope they're listening. But it was all fun and games and the constant communication, but we all know the reason why the communication was there because they wanted to follow in the footsteps of me being at every fucking Warriors game, every playoff game, everything. I was on a run in, what year was this? 2016, 17, 18. I was at every sporting event there was to be. And I noticed it at first, and people just the lies that people tell, just you know when somebody's lying to you. They would say, "Oh, I'm your friend. I care. I do have interest in things like you doing with Opta and all that stuff." And it's like, "Oh, yeah, sure, okay." And from those, you just see when people just want a tangible thing from you. They don't want you or the essence of you or what you're creating or whatever you are bringing value to. And when somebody just wants something from you, it's very important that you realize that that is happening. And of course, in this situation, this is I don't want to say it's a pivotal moment, but it was very interesting and intriguing to see, because as soon as I stopped posting all that stuff on social media, the conversation stopped, the texting, the calling stopped. It just was literally just a person getting upset that they didn't get what they wanted. And I'm saying this story to say, because not only did it happen to me, not only does it happen to other people, but people using you or trying to get out of you without any value given back, without any reciprocation. Those conversations, those relationships, those friendships, they dwindle and they just fall off. And if you have the question of wondering why, it's because they didn't bring any value to the equation themselves. The only thing they did was want from you, needed from you. Some people will call them energy vampires or just negative people. And there's a lot of people that do this in your life. And with everything that's going on in today's world, I want to flip the script and give hindsight, because from everything that's been going on with COVID and things that's been going on with Black Lives Matter and just the world and the president and Congress and people needing help and people dying, people being sick, COVID, whatever 2020 is you want to call it, the experiences and the conversations and the people who I've met through my, I guess you could say, posting of social media now has been very, very interesting and intriguing in the sense that the value that I've been giving has been reciprocated, in the sense that, like, for example, using the person wanting to go to all the Warriors games and shit, they just want it from you. But now it's like in the sense of people wanting value because you're giving them value, and they want value given back to you. It's a lot of deep conversations that I've had with people about race, about religion, about ethnicity, about the world, about health, about anxiety, about mental health, about food, about Chick-fil-A, about sports, and it's genuine. It's very genuine. And I just wanted to make a highlight of that, and recognizing that when you know somebody is being genuine with you, it's very important that you keep those people around you. Keep the people around you who give you light. Keep the people around you who don't just take from you and constantly take and don't reciprocate, because that will be very draining on you. And that's that town business outside, boy. It is not a town. It is not a one perspective to another podcast if there is not town business outside. But back to what I was saying, like, we got to know the difference. And I only say this in a sense with the social media to give a better picture, because it made me remember what happened, and just seeing the conversations and people that I've met and interacted with through what's been going on with COVID are very genuine and very important and very pure. But the person who's just trying to use me to be a insta thotty and just taking advantage of being in popular places or in Instagram was, I don't want to say it's wrong. You got to do what you got to do with your opportunities. But just the genuineness of it, the value of it, being told that you're important when you're really not. We got to value other people's feelings and emotions. But at the same time, too, we got to protect ourselves from opportunities that you may be presented by somebody else, or somebody seeing you as an opportunity. As always, is situational awareness to know what people want from you. If somebody really just wants the value of you, if they really just want to be a light to you, if they just want to be there to make you laugh, just to be there to be company, if they really love you, if your girlfriend or your boyfriend is really there for you, if they really care about you, if your wife or your husband is a shit show when it's just y'all, but plays the role when y'all out in public. We got to recognize the signs and the differences of what people give us. The great sign, the great action, the great actions speak louder than words method. We hear it all the time. We got to make sure that it's actual. We got to make sure that it's true. We got to make sure that it's coming to light, and people just do what's right, because there's a lot of fucked up shit going on. But yeah, I just wanted to get that story out, because we got to make our good choices. Because the goal is to have every choice impact now and for the future. We got to make everything doable. But most of the time, people make the wrong mistake, and they only focus on the now. They only focus on what can be present. And then when the future hits them, they're like, oh shit. So we don't want to be in that oh shit moment when it comes to these people. And then next, I just wanted to talk about consistency again. A lot of things seen on social media. And I want to give a shout out to all those people who started from nothing and started from not being what they wanted to be, especially on the health front. I've seen a lot of people being dedicated to their regimens and running every day, working out every day, being healthy every day, drinking water every day. And even the people who can't do all the running and the heavy lifting and shit, as long as they getting active, going on their walks every day and shit, or however many days you do, and just staying consistent. Because I like seeing people be consistent and be happy with the growth that they're doing. Because it's hard to be consistent. It's hard to do something every day that you don't always want to do. And so I always listen to The Grind. One of the best inspirational, just get to it videos that I love. But yeah, those people, they putting out the plan. And like I always say, or I try to tell myself, that the grind starts just one day at a time. And that first day is always going to be the worst day ever. Whether it's working out and your body gets sore and all that lactic acid building up, whether it's your first company, you got to pay them taxes and that California state tax fee, or if it's creating a podcast, if it's making makeup videos, if it's making clothing line, if it's selling jewelry, if it's making a book, if it's being on TV, if it's traveling around the world, whatever the fuck it is. Oh, excuse me. Whatever it is, you got to do it for that first day, and that first day is going to fucking suck. But that second day is going to get easier, and that third day is going to get easier too, and that fourth day is going to be a little bit easier, and then every single day is going to get a little bit easier and easier and easier. And that's when that repetition is going to pop in. You're going to start doing it by default. You're going to start falling in love with it. And I explained it in 15 seconds, but for many people, this might take 15 years, might take 5 years, might take 15 days, might take 15 months. Everybody's different. Depending on what you're doing, working out, building business, whatever the fuck it is, you got to take it day by day. And that is what I'm doing with everything that I'm trying to do. And I just wanted to reiterate about consistency, not only for people listening, but just for me. Consistency, having something, whether it's writing a book or drawing in a coloring book, whatever the fuck it is, you just got to have one thing that you are consistent at. And that will create a healthy environment, not only for you, but your mind. For me, that is clearly my podcast. I did this shit 115 fucking times. And I still love doing it. So, on that note, that's all we're going to be talking about this week. Consistency and just being aware of people trying to use you. As always, that's just my perspective. And as always as well, there's a sleeper playing in the background. And I hope that everybody has a fantastic week, whether you're listening in 2020 or you're listening in 2023. We appreciate you. We thank you. Shout out to the sponsor. Shout out to everybody who's listening. And we will catch you on the flip side. And I'm out.
Euphoria, I'm drowning in euphoria. Drowning in euphoria, euphoria.
Sleep alone, by my phone all the time. Check my phone, already knowing this drive. Fake friends and old hoes, love banging my line. Tryna get the patience, but I have no time. Like a dead man walking, y'all just be talking cause I know you. Funny how they never care about the old you. I'm blow up like I'm supposed to. After I blow up, act like I don't know you. Euphoria, I'm drowning in euphoria. Drowning in euphoria. Drowning in euphoria.
I put off the street. Put up. Took 2 down, help me bleed. Hey, when I'm in that mode, I should pull up, whip it up. That's too easy. Say something to leave, but I'm not good at reaching. I tried that reason. Secret lies, leave alone, then come back on this side. We both have high. Euphoria, tell me right now if I can get out. Euphoria, ask me right now and I tell you all the truth.
Euphoria, I'm drowning in euphoria. Drowning in euphoria. Drowning in euphoria.
Same side.
could do better, babe. Think about you every day. Just like a diamond, you shine. Too many girls in other states, I would've told you anyway. I guess you had enough. I called you 4 times, I guess you mad or what? Me being me, I guess I'm outspoken. I leave all these girls around my house heartbroken. For real. Tell me right now if I can get high to you. For real. Ask me right now, now tell me it's all true.
Euphoria, I'm drowning in euphoria. Drowning in euphoria, euphoria.